Here we have Akim Williams and Quint Beastwood. These two fellers were 1 and 2 at last night's Toronto Super Show. This was Akim Williams placing first and Quint Beastwood in second place, second prize. Now I'm going to go through all the shots that I did have. We're missing a couple, but I'll go through the ones that we have, and I'll give you my honest opinion on who I think should have won or whether the judges got it right. And also, guys, I wasn't there. I don't really know. I'm just going off pictures, but these are fun and somewhat educational. Akim Williams, I mean, there's an argument here. There's an argument that he is losing to Quint Beastwood on that structure, that frame. Look at that, guys. Look at that waistline. Boom, up to those lats. Great big chest. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better frame. And look at those calves. But then you can look at it, the quad size versus the length versus the size of the waistline of Akim. His quads are nice and thick, and his biceps are bountiful. Look at that. Huge big biceps. But ultimately, shape-wise, I would definitely, most certainly go with Eriya, Quint Beastwood. But then there is the condition. If you watched some video footage, like I said, I wasn't there, unless you're there, but dare I say, you could kind of see that Akim Williams, especially when he was moving around, all the muscle fibers, things of that nature, I would guess that he was in better condition. So it's the slight condition edge versus the aesthetic, the flow, the structure edge of Quint Beastwood. So close, right off the shot, or right out of the whatever they call it, right out of the gate, right out of the gate. Go to the next pose. For goodness sakes, nothing irritates me more, gets me just going when I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of. Ooh, baby, that gets me going. Front lat spread, I would suggest next time we'll cut the Prozac in half. I think that Akim Williams, like I said, he has that muscle pop, that wow. You can see even in the lats. I think muscle fibers in the chest also give it away that he probably was in better condition. Look at the forearms on Akim. Look at the calves on Quinton though. Now, structure, again, Quint Beastwood, his delts seem to be a little high. I don't know if that's just the way he poses. I don't know. I don't want to critique the guy's posing abilities, but it just seems like when Akim puts his delts down, it makes it look like a wider set of lats. That makes sense to you guys? I don't know. Less three-dimensional. Look at the quads on Quint Beastwood. I would suggest that it is a very tight race, depending on which you're looking at, or which you prefer. But obviously, guys, if you can see a condition edge on pitchers, it's going to be much more prevalent. No, again, I get so ticked off. Prevalent. All right. Like I said, we don't have all of the poses. We do have one side shot, the side tricep, and yes, you can see, guys. Much as I love the Canuck, the Canadian, Quint Beastwood, I mean, I don't think he has that separation that Akim has. You can see it from delt to tricep. Akim really nailed it. And you got to think, if Akim didn't nail his condition like he usually doesn't, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, but if he hadn't of, Quint Beastwood would be your Toronto Pro champion. I believe this is the second time Quinton placed second at the Toronto Pro. Onion in the ointment, but again, structurally, hey, if condition was equal, that's what I'm saying. Quint would be beating these guys because he is beating them, just not in condition. Now, we do have a couple of back shots, and I wasn't suggesting that Quinton is not in condition. I was saying he is not defeating Akim in the condition. Thus far, the back looks close. I'm very impressed with Quint Beastwood's back condition. A lot of these aesthetic guys, they have that ripped, chiseled midsection, things of that nature, and they don't really nail it, it seems, when it comes to the back. But it looks like if he had a little more width This would be a very difficult back shot to defeat for Quint Beastwood. I think he's beating Akim. Akim might have slightly drier hamstrings, glutes, things of that nature, but I think it's almost enough. I mean, look, guys, glutes, hamstrings, calves. Come on. Calves? Are you kidding me? Good separation, too, for Quint Beastwood. But like I ultimately said, there is maybe a slight edge in the thin skin condition. Glaciers? Well, not quite glaciers. But I think Quint's doing enough to win this rear lat spread. And this was the weaker of the two shots, if you guys remember, for Quint Beastwood. Now here's the back double. The rear double by. It appears that Akim Williams, in this shot anyway, he looks like he has slightly thinner skinner. He did maybe in the lat spread too, but it looks like a little more substantial here for some reason. Maybe Beastwood wasn't flexing those glutes as much as he was in the rear lat. Good shot though. Lack of lat insertions for Akim. It really hurts him in the back shots. It really does. He better have a condition edge, let's just say. He has the arms. Good arms. But I don't know. I think Quint Beastwood, he's hanging on in those back shots. Condition too. Like I said, very impressed. Bravo. For Quint Beastwood. Here's the last shot, the most muscular. What a beast. Akim. What a beast. Big delts, thick, everywhere. Quint Beastwood, very aesthetically pleasing. One of the better midsections that you're going to see in the IFBB. And yes, if he was in equal condition of your Akim Williams, he would be beating him. I mean, Hassan Mustafa, he was beating him on condition. A couple of the other fellers in third and fourth are pushing Quinton, though. And Akim in condition, with all due respect, but I mean, John Jewett, Robin Strand, both very peeled. Okay. This one's a much better pose. We're going to end off with this one. Much better pose for Quint Beastwood. So I suggest that he continues to do what he's doing. So that's not really giving the guy advice, it's just giving him a bravo. Continue this pose, especially when you're standing next to Akim. Nobody can hands clasp it quite like Akim. Throws those delts, that big man's chest. And what the heck, throw the abs in the equation as well. And as I said, in many poses, you can see a thin skin condition. So rather than sit here, make a video, and argue that the judges don't know what they're talking about. First of all, I wasn't there. Give me the ticket. Yeah, I wasn't there. But even so, I can see why the judges give it to Akim. He has an overall condition, hard graininess, thick, dense muscle, type of dense muscle that years and years of being a pro bodybuilder, it takes that to develop that type of muscle. Quint Beastwood, he is just seasoning. He is a young Buckingham Palace. When he does develop that hard, grainy muscle, I mean, there's an argument that he's still beating Akim based on calves, aesthetics, lower lat insertions. If his back was a little bit better, you could make the argument. But like I said, I wasn't there. And if we were there, for those of you who were there, I'm sure you can testify that Akim was just too crisp, too sharp, too conditioned. But yes, calves, come on, calves. What is it with you Canadians? I think, what's his name there? Antoine Vaillant? He had the big calves too. Something about you Canadians, you Canucks. Shifty bunch too, don't you know? I'm just joking, I'm Canadian. Hit thumbs up on the video. Love all yous, whatever country you're from. Even Mars.
Gifts, prizes, trips to Mars, we have it all.